Okay, so we are streaming live on Facebook through Zoom. I wanted to try something a little bit different, and I'm excited to have my friend Heather on with me tonight. So I'm gonna wait for her to join so she can share her story and again just the beauty of just doing things a little bit differently, going outside the box and really learning how to use LinkedIn a much different way that it can be just really amazing. And it's one of those things that I'm excited for her to share. I think she is here. Give me 1 second. Oh, there she is. More promote to panelist. Here we go. So she should be coming on, and there she is. Hi. Can you hear me? Did we get this to work, Heather? All right, so we're gonna wait. Maybe she's gonna get some headphones. So I'm gonna bring up this over here first. And again, what I love about technology that we have is obviously we can, connect so much differently now. And let's see if I think she's getting some headphones. But either way, Heather has a great story to share. You might have to plug in your headphones, Heather, I think. Can you hear me? Let's see. All right, she's going to come on, then come back on. But either way, it's really important for people to understand the benefits of something like LinkedIn when you're growing your network marketing business. It's really key to think outside the box. And I'm just excited for her to share her story when she pops back on here. And there she is, allowed to talk. More, promote to panelist, unmute. And let's see if this works this time. Okay, did we get it to work now? All right, I can't, let me see.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. You can hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly.
Can you hear my dog snoring in the background?
I can't hear your dog snoring.
Okay, good.
So
I hated to disturb him.
Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And again, I love having these kind of conversations because I feel it's so important for people to really understand the true benefit to something like LinkedIn when growing a network marketing business. But above else, I want to turn it to you first because I definitely have some questions for you that I would love for you to answer and share with the audience. So first, if you could do a little introduction to yourself, who you are, and why you said yes to network marketing.
Sure. Well, I'm a almost 47-year-old mother of two. I live in upstate New York. July.
Okay.
Yeah, so not quite. I really am aging myself by about 6 months. I shouldn't do that.
Got time.
So I live in upstate New York, way upstate New York, about 15 minutes from Canada, and we live off the grid, which is kind of fun. And I work in corporate banking. I've been in corporate banking all of my whole career. I've always done some sort of banking, whether it started as a teller when I was in going to college at night, raising my family. And worked my way up into management and then got into the commercial side of the business, which is where I've spent the majority of my career. It's been a fantastic career. I have really no complaints other than lack of time freedom. I got to show up every day in order to get paid. So, but it has supplied a wonderful income for my family. So, but it's been a lot of hard work. So why did I say yes to network marketing? Well, there's a lot of reasons why I love network marketing for sure. But somebody one day said to me, "What's your plan B?" And that really kind of stopped me because I realized I didn't have one. I had none. I just knew I had to show up every day for work and I'd get paid. I could put into my 401k, and someday when I'm 72 or so, hopefully earlier, I could retire. But I had no plan B for the what ifs. What if my husband got hurt and I had to stay home to help him? What if, God forbid, a child or another family member gets sick? What if my company gets bought by another company and suddenly I have no job? And there's a number of different things that we tend to go through life not really thinking too much about, right? It's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. But I've seen it happen to people. So that was really a mind shift for me, to have that question asked of me. And it really got me thinking a little bit. Though I didn't jump right into network marketing because of that. But it really was something that I started to think, the what ifs were there and more on my mind. So when I was introduced to network marketing, it was a long time ago. I actually sold party light candles, and I didn't even realize it was network marketing at the time. It was just a second job for me. It was a way to help support my family when the kids were little. Enjoyed a little bit of extra income on the side, but I hated, the home parties, having to do those home parties out of my home. So fast forward about 25-ish years, I'm back in network marketing, and, not so much for the plan B, but it may be my way out. It may allow me to, while I've had a great career in banking for the last 25 years, maybe it will allow me to not have to do it for another 20. And certainly in the interim, it's allowing me to do things like help my daughter pay for her student loans. And I've set up an awesome college fund for my grandson who turns 3 on St. Patrick's Day. So there's a lot of great reasons for being in network marketing, even when you have a full-time, really good job. You can work around your current career. I do these at night. On my lunch break, I make some phone calls, or, I help a teammate. And most everything you can do right from your phone, which is really kind of cool. But what I think I love most about network marketing is the personal development. If anybody needs to develop personally, whether it's, your staying power at the gym, or staying with a diet, or even a network marketing business, whatever, maybe you're an entrepreneur of another type and, it gets hard. You need that mindset or what have you. Network marketing, if you need personal development, join a network marketing company, because it's surrounded by personal development. I have grown so much since joining network marketing. So that's probably what I like about it the most.
Yeah, they talk about that it's a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached to it. And,
yeah, I like that. It's true.
I couldn't agree more. And the one thing is there's so many people that are probably listening to this, and they're like, here's someone that's been in corporate banking for 28 years. They're high up on the ladder of success. They're making really good income, but yet they're still looking at another opportunity. And it just goes to show you that, even if you're making good money at what you're doing, it's about what brings you the most happiness, because it's not always about the money. It's about how you make your money and the lasting impact. It's the trading time for dollars, because the one thing that I love about network marketing is that there is no ceiling of income. The way that all of these compensation plans are set up at all of the companies is that they want you to create more money than anybody else. And they, when no matter what position you're in, when I was a personal trainer, I hit my ceiling of income, just like with you being in corporate banking for 28 years, you end up hitting that ceiling. And again, two great questions are, what's your plan B? Or can you see yourself doing this for the next 20 years? And, why wait for 70 to retire when you could start doing a lot of those things now? So you have, you're one of those people that took my program and ran with it, very coaching, very open and coachable. And I remember our first conversation, you're like, all right, I need to start doing this. Let's do it. Let's start. Let's go. And you hit the ground running with this, but I want to get into that second. All right. Now, this has been talked about a lot on social media. Obviously, there were some technical difficulties with Facebook and Instagram yesterday, which for a network marketer that solely builds their business on those platforms like you and I did, It's a nightmare. And then people say, well, then it's going to get you back out into the world and talk to people belly to belly. Well, that's just being a human being. You're supposed to do that anyway. But
yeah, you're supposed to do that anyway. Yeah.
We're in the digital age. We're in the age of social media. So before we get
you want to know what I did when Facebook was down? You know the answer.
You went on to LinkedIn.
I sure did. I had some great conversations on LinkedIn.
I booked like 4 calls yesterday. But so here's the thing. Now, how did it feel for you, knowing that like, oh, Facebook and Facebook and Instagram aren't working? I have LinkedIn. So why do people need to take advantage of this now? Why was that so meaningful to you with the Instagram and Facebook blackout yesterday?
Well, honestly, because 5-6 weeks ago, whenever it was, and we started working together, I guess around 5-6 weeks ago, I guess, I already had a LinkedIn profile. I used it for my day job, and I wasn't maximizing even that for my day job. I mean, I realized how many more opportunities I probably could have with my day job if I was using it even properly for that. But I never really thought about it. Facebook is it, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're taught. That's what the majority of the masses in this industry use, Facebook, Instagram. And, when Facebook went down yesterday, I thought, oh, great. I wanted to do a post or this and that, but I didn't lose sleep. I was like, okay, well, now I'm just going to focus on my LinkedIn business. It just made me shift, which it was nice to have something to shift to. 6 weeks ago, I would have been like, oh my God, I can't get on and talk to anybody. And I didn't have that. I was concerned that because we were supposed to do this last night and I was afraid we weren't going to be able to. But other than that, I just, I went on LinkedIn and made lots of meaningful connections there. So I didn't lose a beat.
So here's my big question, beyond the results that you got from this already, which we're going to talk about, to the person that's watching this now, or maybe on the replay that's in network marketing, where they're only being taught the basics, which you and I both agree at this point are Instagram and Facebook, because it's a lot of posting and praying and scrolling and trolling. And it's also about being very non-interactive. You're basically just hitting the post button and then waiting for people to fall from the sky. And there's not really any active networking like this. What would you say to that person that feels like getting onto LinkedIn would be adding something to what they're already doing?
I think it's a great compliment. I have found that by adding LinkedIn and doing it in a really methodical way, a thoughtful way, just like I try to do a thoughtful outreach on Facebook, I'm just finding that the segment of people that are on LinkedIn are there to connect for business opportunities. It's golden. It's golden. And I'm just like, the light bulb went on, when we started working together. It's like, how did I miss this? And, it's just like anything else. You have to do it. You have to follow up. You have to create meaningful conversations. But I have more meaningful conversations with people all over the country. And I've got 2 calls scheduled for tomorrow, another one for Tuesday, one on Wednesday. I've actually met some people that are in my company on, so it kind of creates some different synergies between people outside of Facebook, where, you become friends with everybody on Facebook and suddenly everybody kind of feels like you're doing the same thing. I feel like it's setting me apart, and I'm allowing myself to be branded a little bit outside of what everybody else is doing.
So let's get right to it. Does. It makes complete sense. But let's get right to the guts of this. And, I told you from the get-go, Heather, my goal for you is to enroll 1 new brand partner a month. The get one, teach one system. And you have accomplished that in the first 2 months that you've been using this. You've enrolled 2 brand partners. And you've also enrolled some product users along the way. So I always say the proof is in the pudding, because there's a much different way. And I always tell people that if you can take my system and what I show you and what I teach you, how to use a social media platform where you in a way, you cold reach out to someone that you've recently connected with. You ask them if they would like to talk. They say yes. You get them on the phone. You have a conversation. They're interested in learning more after you share your story. You send them some information. You book a follow-up call. You get them on the phone, and then they say yes. I say to that person, congratulations, you are officially a professional network marketer. Because I was mistaking myself for a network marketer for the longest time. I was doing attraction marketing. I was putting out pictures of products and transformations, and people would reach out and say, hey, tell me about your program or sign me up. That took zero skill. There was no connection involved in that. And I love teaching people the art of communication, rapport building, and connection on LinkedIn, because you literally have a pool of 30,000 possible connections and conversations to build your network marketing empire. So, the results are clear. How does it feel now to have this tool in your tool belt where you know that it's okay for me to lead with the business and close with the product? Because you can't do that on Facebook and Instagram because it's not for the business, it's for product use. So talk about that, knowing you have that tool to do that.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I've always my business is about creating a distribution channel. I mean, that's what network marketing is. And of course, helping people along the way, feel better, physically, as well as creating financial stability for someone. It could be somebody who just needs $200 a month. Well, if I don't ever get a chance to share that part of this opportunity with them, that there's an opportunity not only to feel amazing because my product, kicks butt, but the compensation plan just, for getting healthy and feeling their best, can also help them financially. Right. And LinkedIn is the perfect way to do that. And again, you're not going to convert every person you talk to a business user, but maybe you can then help them physically. And that's happened through some conversations. And what I love too is I'm getting on the phone with people, and I've always been someone who's a face-to-face person. It's part of who I am with my job. When I have to meet a new customer, first thing I do is pick up the phone and say, when can we meet in person? Because I like to meet in person. I don't want to have a conversation over the phone. So on the phone for me has actually always kind of been awkward. Like I can't read their body language, are they multitasking and things like that. And this process of working with you and creating my story, which is really easy to tell and articulate really what my passion is for helping people. My fear of the phone I can talk to anybody now. Because I keep doing it over and over again.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I posted in your bio, and I always ask people your 3 biggest takeaways. And one is learning that LinkedIn is so much more, because you were using it just for your banking. So I want to get to that in a second. But, the second thing that you wrote is that, I helped you really articulate your story in a very concise and specific way that you can share with others. So how meaningful was that to you to be able to share your story the right way?
Well, I've always had a story to tell. There's reasons why, at 47, I feel the best that I do in my life. And I know there's reasons why I'm in network marketing. So there's a lot to my story. And sometimes I tend to, overshare with people. And, and next thing you know, they've got like the glazed over look. And you've just helped me to really just kind of break it down into the most meaningful pieces that people need to know, to convey to them, so that they understand that this is something that anybody can do. If somebody like me, who's had, 28 years in corporate banking and makes great money, would want to do network marketing, or just like, a doctor might want some side income for his business. We have real estate professionals. This industry does not discriminate. And I love the fact that you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to have a degree. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It is the most accepting job interview you never have to go to. I
love that.
It's yours for the taking. If you want to make extra money in this industry, it's yours for the taking. You just need to, roll up your sleeves and do some work.
I love that.
And it's fun. It's fun along the way. You meet a lot of great people. So it's been good. The story's good.
It's how we got to connect, which I'm so
I
grateful
know, it's
for.
great. Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you this. You wrote in there that, and I think this is also the misconception of a lot of people, is that they feel that LinkedIn is a place where they go to find a job or post a resume, or just use it for whatever career that they're a part of. And obviously in your case, it was almost 3 decades in the banking industry. So when I showed you how you can leverage your professional career, bring it into a more personal way, but also connect with others that would be open, you said that was one of your biggest takeaways. How did it make you feel to learn that that LinkedIn is so much more?
I was surprised. I mean, I was surprised, and I think that I was just, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm just glad I know it now. I mean, shame on me for not spending more time. I have a bunch of LinkedIn connections. And then when we were going through it, I was like, wow, I have so many LinkedIn connections. And you connect with them, and then you don't even hey, thank you for the connection, or how's things going? You don't even take that time. Yeah. And it's actually made me better with Facebook too, even this course that I've gone through with you, because now I'm taking, what I'm taking from your training in LinkedIn and how to really connect and start to dig a little bit deeper with people when you do first connect with them. It's the same thing in Facebook. You can friend request all the people that you want, but if you don't ever then connect with them, all you're doing is waiting for them to respond to something you post. Well, you need to be more proactive than that, to really make connections with people. This business it's called networking for a reason.
Network marketing, not net post and price. So that brings me to your third point, which was the fear of being on the phone, because I always found that really interesting, because in network marketing, we're paid with the amount of conversations that we have. So the person that talks to those people is the one that's going to win. But most network marketers now, because of social media, have gotten so accustomed to just posting and praying and waiting for people to reach out to them, that doing the opposite, which is reaching out to others and conversing with others, it almost seems like, why shouldn't be doing that? So everyone has this fear of talking to strangers when you're paid to talk to people. So talk about, how does it feel now to be over that fear of being on the phone, where you're actually looking forward to talking to all these people now?
It's pretty liberating, honestly. It's pretty liberating. It's opened me up to just having that much more confidence in myself, in my abilities. And you know what? And it's helping me too. The more people I interact with, the less attached I am to the outcome. Yeah. Right. If somebody says, no, I don't think it's for me. You know what? Awesome. Can we stay connected? Because you never know if something will change in the future. I want you to think of me. Or do you mind if I reach out from time to time? It's okay. If somebody says no, but I got an opportunity to share my opportunity and my product with them. And maybe it's not for them now, but maybe 6 months from now, they're going to be like, oh, crap, I need her. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So it's really just made it that much easier for me to have conversations completely and totally out of my fear zone. The more people I tell, the more people I help. I love that. So, blocking out the whole Instagram, Facebook debacle from yesterday. Someone that has a profile, which is what most people say they have on LinkedIn. Before we close out tonight's interview, what would you say is the most important reason why a network marketing professional should be spending all of their business time and team building activities on LinkedIn? I've got to say that it's the right demographic. And the other thing I love about LinkedIn is you can get really, really specific in how you target who you want to connect with. So all of their information's there. Go into that a little bit, Heather. What do you mean? Because when people say, so describe how you get specific with your target market. Well, for myself, I spend a lot of time, again, thinking to myself, well, I want to connect with people like me. one, I already have a lot of people like me, if you will, because I'm connected with a lot of people in banking and finance and so forth, insurance, real estate, things like that from my current day job. Well, again, I'd be crazy to think that there's not a segment of those people that wouldn't mind a second source of income that could either help pay for their students' education or their college education or their grandson's, future college, or maybe take vacations with the kids, or maybe pay off the mortgage, whatever it might be. Maybe somebody's like me and says, oh, I don't really want to do this for 20 more years. I love my job, but I don't want to do it for 20 more years. So I can go into LinkedIn and search by banking or maybe commercial lender, and then also put in a piece about wellness or fitness or something so that I can find people that are connected on a couple of different levels with me. Well, of course, they're going to be more likely to accept my invite. And then I have something already that I can reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that, we have some similarities. I see you're with, XYZ bank, but you're also into fitness. Me too. I'd love to get to chat with you and see how we might be able to, help more people together.
And Heather, it's that easy. Like, everyone thinks that this is like, so it's very simplistic with what I teach people.
Yeah. And what else I'd like too is you don't need to have like a premium subscription, and because premium subscriptions on LinkedIn are pretty pricey.
Yep.
So just the free edition, you can reach so many people, with the methods that you've taught. So it's been really eye-opening. Now I have to task myself, which I know we talked yesterday. I've tasked myself with putting that time in my calendar and making it part of my day. I have to, just like anything else, it's important. And so, I did block out time every day for the next month, every single day of the week, even Saturdays and Sundays, to just spend a little bit of time making sure that I get into LinkedIn. Because it's, what I like about LinkedIn too, it's not like Facebook. You know how Facebook, you get in and you tend to, all of a sudden you realize 10, 15 minutes have gone and you've just been looking at what people had for dinner.
Yeah.
You don't do that. It's much more meaningful content. Yeah.
It's business. It's business.
Yep. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, a couple questions before we end. Number one, what has been, obviously there was a lot of things that I taught you, and everyone, takes away something different from my program. Mm-hmm. For you personally, what has been your number one takeaway that has you feeling so good about what you're doing with LinkedIn?
It's going to seem so simplistic, but it really is probably just the awakening of what LinkedIn can, what it really is for network marketing. I don't know. How I've gone the last, it's like, oh, stupid, like it's so simple that it's almost kind of embarrassing. So, but yeah, I just think the fact that there's a wealth of people to connect with there. So far so good, so far so good. I've had some really good connections, multiple calls every week talking to people, and and it's not just about me. I'm learning about things that they're doing too. So I'm constantly learning, which, I think is great. Connecting with people on the phone is, something to be said for that these days.
It's a rarity right now. Everyone's trying to do things in the DM or messaging, but I had like a conversation with this woman today who has a program for a forum that she created for people that were in abusive relationships, where they can go and they can share their story, and they have this community now. And she's in the sales process of trying to expand her business. And I told her about my book. And she said, you know what, I'm going to go and buy about 5 or 10 copies because I have a talk that I'm doing, and I would love to hand out your book to some people that I feel could really benefit from it. I'm like, thank you. And I didn't
That's awesome.
her at all. She said, I'm going to do that for you. So people have to realize that people are on LinkedIn to network. These are high profile people that are looking to network. But again, the proof is in the pudding. You have connected with the mirror image of you. You have brought on brand partners. You have brought on consumers. And you don't have to sit back and wait for people on Facebook and talk to the same people over and over and over again. So my final question to you is this. Speaking on behalf of the network marketing profession now, because everyone's in different companies that may be watching this.
Yep.
So sure. I want you to speak on behalf of the profession. with where the profession is going and where social media and technology is going, if someone is not willing to use LinkedIn, do you feel that they are going to have a lesser chance of succeeding in growing the team and the income that they truly want?
Absolutely, 100%.
And why?
Again, proof is in the pudding. I found two people in a very short period of time that I never would have connected with on Facebook. Never. Not in a million years. And if I can duplicate that there at the same speed, and they're entrepreneurs already,
right?
You know, there's just no way you can go wrong. There's just no way you can go wrong. And again, it's not to say that you can't connect and find and build teams on Facebook, because you can. I have plenty of distributors that I have found through networking on Facebook, but that's more of a warm market. You know, most everybody on Facebook, you know, either I'm in business with, or I'm already friends with, or went to high school with. It's warm. So they do know you. They already kind of know you, like you, trust you.
Got to get outside of that.
You got to get outside of that in order to really find, you know, some real, some new blood. New blood is the lifeblood of network marketing. You constantly have to be talking and sharing your opportunity, because there's too many people out there that, you know, need what you have, for sure.
Final piece of advice for people watching this on what they need to do to truly be successful in network marketing. And I'm not just talking about LinkedIn. I'm like, just in general, what you've learned with me teaching you LinkedIn, and now how you're going to carry yourself in the profession. Number one piece of advice you can give them.
It's hard to pick one, but consistency is probably the number one thing. It's an industry. It's kind of a little bit like a roller coaster. Consistency, and probably not being attached to the decision. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't like to hear the word no, but it just fuels my fire. It just fuels my fire when I get a no, and I never, you know, I look for no's, because that gets me that much closer to finding somebody who's really interested. So those are probably two biggest pieces: is stay consistent. Even if your consistency is reaching out to 5 people a day, if that's all you have time to do it. But do it every single day, and commit to that. Like, if that's what you have in your tank to do, then do it. And again, don't be afraid of people saying no. It's part of the business.
Well, listen, you know, it's been such an honor and a privilege working with you and becoming friends.
I've enjoyed it too.
And the fact that, you know, I do become friends with a lot of my clients, and you know, I think the one added bonus that I always tell my clients is that you can reach out to me at any time with any questions. It's lifetime coaching, lifetime friendship. I want to see people succeed. You know, this book wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for all of the amazing people like yourself that I had the opportunity to work with, to be able to share these stories and the strategies that I now teach others. And I said to someone today, I said, listen, I want to be a part of your journey of success. I don't want to be the reason. I just want to light the spark that fuels your fire. And,
yeah, for sure.
And that's what I strive to do. And Heather, thank you so much. Third time is absolutely a charm. So we made it work.
Yeah, I was getting nervous there.
And again, I just want to wish you continued success, and remember, stay consistent, stay organized, and I'm always here for you. And thank you so much for joining me tonight.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Heather. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
You too.